Okay, now this time let's perform our trigger practical activity, and let's head on to our Oracle Apex, and we're going to check it out our schema, and perhaps we're going to start working on this activity from our activity sheets by creating the tables. And from this given SQL, we are now creating a object table name as products, and upon executing this we'll be having the table created, right? So going back to our activity, we're going to create now the another table. We'll name as a product underscore changes underscore log. This will definitely will be an object table that will capture all the action, particularly on the changes of the DML of our product table. Okay, so once it is created, we can once again create a sequence object that will enable our product change log to start the sequence from incrementing into one. Okay, by the way, it's I have already executed or probably created an existing product change log underscore sequence or seq, so I might have to drop this existing object so that it will not be clashed to our activity. So I'll head on to my object browser and you can check out the sequences name there. So definitely this is a unique name should be created. So once that there's no clash on the sequence object name, so the sequence will be successfully created. Okay, so this time we can see that our sequence is once again created, and the product changes log sequence is will going to be used on our products changes log. Okay, so you can see now our products table and products underscore changes underscore log are all successfully created. So now this time let's write our first ever trigger, that this trigger will automatically assign later on a log ID using the sequence, and perhaps we're going to use our this trigger to start executing our binded qualifiers, and we will going to automatically assign this sequence perhaps in our dual, so which is a built-in table or of our Oracle, right? So once that you have executed this PL SQL, so there will be a new qualifier. You will just submit 101 as a value, and this will successfully created the trigger, right? So perhaps once that this is successfully created, you can head on to your object table product changes underscore log, and you can see that the trigger has been properly created. So this is the name of the trigger we just recently created, and upon completing that one, we are now beginning to create our DML operation that will perform this these triggers. Okay, so let's head on once again to our SQL command, and let's paste this PL SQL trigger for insert operation, and the name will be after product insert. Okay, so this is our DML for inserting a record, and once again, once that you executed this, the create or replace trigger will going to submit a binding for our new qualifier. Alright, so once that is no error, the trigger is definitely created successfully. For the next, let's try to execute the update operation of our DML trigger, and this will definitely execute our update in an existing product ID, of course. So once again, the qualifier for a new we're going to submit, we'll just leave it like all the same 101 at the moment. So once that is successfully created, and we're going to head on to our third operation, which is the delete DML trigger, And once again, let's run this PL SQL, and after product delete trigger will going to be created without error. Definitely, once again, our binding of our new qualifier or the old is going to execute. Okay, there you go. The triggered is properly created, and we can check it out from our object browser, particularly in our products change log table, if the trigger are created, and from our products, and definitely those three DML triggers are all well created, right? So back to our activity, and we could now try to test the trigger if they are really working properly, perhaps by inserting a new product. So every time that we insert a new product, let's see whether our triggering DML is executing properly by populating our product changes log there. Right, so I'll just execute this first insert into product, and once that the row is inserted, we can select a star from product table, or perhaps just head on straight to your products, from particularly on the data if it's there properly inserted. And there you go, it was. But let's see if the triggers executed properly. Yes, it is. The log was inserted properly in our product changes log, right? So let's execute once again the second insert record DML, which is also available from our practice activity sheets, and now we'll be inserting a banana record from this given values. And let's see once again if perhaps it's going to update it, populate our changes log, right? So it was inserted properly, and perhaps we are seeing couple of changes now because our trigger perform a couple of inserts, right? So the product, of course, we're expecting those couple of products will going to be there, right? So let's continue by checking, say, select statements either or otherwise. If you're in the Oracle Apex, you can just head on straight from your object browser, right? So it also, you can see it also on our results there. Okay, so this time let's create now a DML update trigger, and this will going to be perhaps updating an existing record, right? So suppose we want to update product ID 1, and the price will gonna be 1.29 and a quantity of 120, right? You can check first whether what is the equivalent value of that product, and once it's updated, you can literally seeing the log, right, in our log table, of course. This time let's try to perform a DML delete trigger, and assuming that we are deleting product number 2, and definitely it will be deleted from our table product. And interesting is, of course, we can see the log from our log table, right, which is product changes log. It's been performed a action of delete, right? So there you go. So we can continue the rest of the activity by alerting the dropping triggers and so on. So thank you for now. We'll head on to a new